a lot of work to be done here. And the thing about this team is it's a young team. It should be a very good team. It's not an old team by any stretch. It's a very young team, good young players. But for whatever reason, they're not able to translate it on the major stage. I'm not sure why that is, but I think England does have a lot of soul searching to do.
That was Steve Zakuani on Frame last night, former player and current Sounders color.
our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And 700.
Soccer fans, good evening and welcome to beautiful Rio Tinto Stadium here in Salt Lake City, Utah. It's the round of 16 in Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup soccer action tonight. The home side, Real Salt Lake, and the visitors from the Northwest in the Emerald City of Seattle, Ziggy Schmidt's Seattle Sounders. Good evening, I'm Bill Riley, joined tonight by Spencer Warren. Jay Nolly on assignment tonight, somewhere in the Dakotas. Well, here we sit. We get down to the round of 16, and it gets to be that time of year where there's a lot of matches in a short period of time and really hot temperatures all over this United States. And tonight will be no exception. RSL played on Saturday, Seattle played on Sunday. Short turnaround here tonight, Gov. And they'll play in the heat of Salt Lake City. Temperatures here at game time are going to be right around 91 degrees under mostly overcast skies. It's an interesting dichotomy on the lineups tonight because you've got Jeff Cassar, who rested just about everybody Saturday in Dallas, knowing it would be an uphill battle. And he's got just about a full lineup out there tonight versus Ziggy Schmidt, who went all at it on Sunday. Obviously, minus Dempsey, who was with the United States national team. And he's got kind of a half and half lineup here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And you look at this Seattle team, I'm wondering if Jeff Cassar has caught Ziggy Schmidt a little bit off guard with this lineup. We knew there were going to be changes, obviously, from Saturday. But this is a weaker team than I expected from Seattle. A Seattle team that are almost out of playoff contention.
Well, a Seattle team that has frankly underachieved greatly this year, and they've not even at a full strength this year. They've not been great. They certainly miss Obafemi Martins up top, and obviously Dempsey's been away for a good deal of time too. So we'll see what happens here tonight. As we know here in Salt Lake City, stranger things have happened in U.S. Open Cup games, including a final a couple of years back where RSL was a prohibitive favorite over DC United. One crazy goal, one bad bounce, and DC won the Open Cup. So we'll see what happens here. We're underway. It's great to have you in with us here on ESPN 700. Sounders in the road white tonight. RSL in the home red. Here's a bad giveaway at the top of the box by Zach Scott. Alfaro battling with Burrito Martinez, and it goes over the end line, and that will be a goal kick touched last by Burrito Martinez.
Terrible first touch, and obviously showing a little bit of nerves there early on, and obviously the testament to the high pressure from those forwards from Real Salt Lake.
Miller puts it back in play. Your lineup tonight for the Sounders: Fisher, Scott, Alfaro, and Remick across the back. Sturgis, Mathers, Roldan, and Anderson in the midfield, and then Gomez and Valdez up top. For Real Salt Lake, it's about a regular starting 11 for Jeff Cassar. Attinella in goal gets the start tonight. He said yesterday to the media, this tournament is Jeff Attinella's tournament. We'll see if that holds moving forward, but Jeff has been very good this year. Phillips, Mon, Glad, Beltran. Beckerman back from national team duty for the first time in a month. Mulholland, Morales, and the troika up top of scoring threats in Movsisian, Plata, and Martinez. As effective a scoring trio as there might be in Major League Soccer right now. Middle of the park right now, Roldan with it. Second-year player, plays it out wide. Up that far sideline, giving chase is Anderson. Wide of the area with Beltran in front. Anderson, left-footed cross. Oh, goodness, took a deflection off of Glad. And very lucky not to go in the goal. That's going to be a corner kick coming here for Seattle. Dangerous play early and a good cross by Anderson.
Looked like it came off the post. It was that close to goal, so good clearance, I guess, because it didn't go in.
Corner kick coming, and it looks like Hercules Gomez. Sometimes soccer player, sometimes television commentator. Herc did a nice job for Fox Sports during Copa America. Might have a future in that when he decides to quit playing, but for now at 34 years old, he'll play this corner kick in from the far side. Headed high, Alfaro got a touch to it. Movsisian attempts a clearance and finally gets it on the second try. Fisher holds it in at midfield. Roldan kicks it over the top, takes one big hop. Tanella off his line before Valdez can get there, and outlets near side to DeMar Phillips. Phillips played in the second half for Real Salt Lake as a substitute Saturday night in Dallas, Texas. Joao Plata, pressured by Fisher at the halfway line, weaves in and out of pressure. Nice job by former RSL man Nathan Sturgis to break it up. Here's Morales to Martinez. Burrito Martinez forward, slots it through, but Movsisian wasn't ready for the run. Not quite on the same page just yet. Outlet by Miller to the far side. Alfaro with a touch back to his keeper, Miller. Just 23 years old. It's Tyler Miller. Valdez keeps it in along that far sideline. Quite a breeze here in Salt Lake City tonight. Wind gusting at about 25 miles an hour out of the south. So as you're listening to it from south to north, from right to left, quite a breeze. Here's Valdez, couple of touches into the 18. Valdez, top of the box, takes a shot, takes a deflection off of Glad. Knotted down by Mathers. Controlled by Sturgis. Nathan Sturgis has a go with the left. High and wide, the goal kick for Antonelli. Third minute, fourth minute now, and scoreless here at Rio Tinto Stadium, round of 16. Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. Winner advances, loser gets back to league play. And really, if you're talking about trophies, unless something greatly changes in Seattle this year, this is going to be the best chance for Ziggy Schmidt's team to grab any kind of hardware. They've traditionally been a very good Open Cup club, too. That's their hope again this year, because the regular season certainly hasn't gone the way of the Cascadia club so far, save maybe Vancouver. Out wide, Mulholland gets it back to Beltran. Now Burrito Martinez, always popping up somewhere. You never know where Burrito's going to land. Here's Plata from Phillips. Back to Beckerman. The captain gets his first touch being back. Over the top for Phillips, too much. And over the end line it goes. Goal kick here for the Sounders.
Nice idea by Kyle to try and stretch that back line early on. There's been a few jitters back there already, so nice little test there, but just a little bit too far for DeMar Phillips.
Here's Anderson, young player out of St. Vincent's and Grenadine. Up it comes, left-footed service, good step by Glad. Beltran keeps it in, and Justin, with the poise of a veteran, though just 19 years old, clears it out for Real Salt Lake. Javi Morales dancing through the midfield. The maestro picks up his head, wanted to play that ball to Movsisian, but Yura couldn't get it to him. Mulholland out wide, chested down by Martinez. He's going to give Remick a run here. Back now to Luke Mulholland. Luke, who's logged a lot of minutes over the last month with Kyle Beckerman on national team duty, getting the start again here tonight. Phillips, the Jamaican, tried the left-footed cross, took a deflection off the Sounders. Hercules Gomez, and a corner kick coming here on the near sideline for Real Salt Lake, first of the night. Gomez getting back into a defending position there. Joao Plata, not Javier Morales, will take this near side corner kick. A bit of a stiff breeze coming into his face. Plata puts it down. Big bodies forward for the Claret and Cobalt. Right-footed ball, top of the 6. Knotted down, but just wide by Aaron Mon. Terrifically placed from Plata, but the defender just enough body on Mon that he couldn't direct it on frame, and a goal kick for Seattle.
Good positioning by Aaron Mon there, but just couldn't get the power in the header. As you said, the defender just positioned himself to get his body in the way.
I mentioned short games, short weeks for Real Salt Lake. They've got a match 3 days from now on Friday night. It's their 4th of July holiday weekend match. DC United comes in. Big fireworks display after the match coming up on Friday night. Get to see some former RSL men. Fabian Espindola, Alvaro Saborio will be here. All in back, cleared out by Antonella. If you want tickets for Friday night, it will sell out. No doubt about it. Get your tickets at rsl.com or 844 Real Tix. Flag up here on the near sideline against the Sounders. Free kick coming for Real Salt Lake. Still a bit of a feeling out process here between the two clubs. Seattle played at home on Sunday and were beaten there. Plata wanted that ball at his feet and came up instead. Zach Scott, 35-year-old center back Zach Scott, who's really only known Seattle as a home, whether it was with the USL Sounders for 6 seasons or now for the last 6 or 7 with the senior club. The former Gonzaga Bulldog has made his home in the Northwest a Hawaii product. At one point in time, the flying Hawaiian Brian Ching was the only member from the state of Hawaii, and now Zach Scott for the last number of years has been that too. Out of bounds touch last by DeMar Phillips. Throw in for Fisher. Fisher throws to a spot. Valdez tracks it down. Back to Fisher. He'll take a touch and loop one into the mixer. Through the 6 and out the backside. Tracked down by Sturgis. Nathan Sturgis tries to send it back in. Defended well there by Justin Glad. Out far sideline for a throw-in. 0-0, 9th minute here at Rio Tinto Stadium. Bill Riley and Spencer Warren with you here tonight. Be back here on Friday night. And as long as Jay Nolly has no travel issues, I think Jay will be back with me. Never know.
You hope.
We hope. We'll see. If not, the bearded one will be next to me on Friday night as well.
More than happy.
All the way back. Alfaro. Service up the far sideline and got caught up in that breeze and twisted it out of bounds. Don't forget, coming up July the 19th, 3 weeks from now, Inter Milan will be in town. The Italian Super Club will be bringing some new faces. Certainly want to improve over their Serie A finish from a year ago. If you're a season ticket holder, you had priority. Now the tickets are open to the general public. So go to RSL.com or RioTintoStadium.com.
The question is, do I have to wear the blue sweater for that game? It's a friendly, right?
It is a friendly. Is there such a thing? I don't like to call them friendlies.
They're really not, are they?
After watching Atiba Harris years ago nearly snap Sergio Ramos' leg at Rice-Eccles Stadium, there was nothing friendly about that Real Madrid match. So I just call them exhibitions. RSL operating in the midfield. Mulholland playing it out wide to Burrito Martinez. Megan Morales clips it in over the top. A good slide tackle out of bounds on the end line by Seattle. Another corner kick coming here for Real Salt Lake. There haven't been plentiful chances getting forward, but of the two teams so far, RSL's probably created the better of the chances.
And you can see the effect of Kyle Beckerman being back with Luke Mulholland already breaking forward.
Kyle Beckerman is the connection between the back and the front, and it allows a guy like Luke Mulholland to get into a more attacking position. Here's Morales' corner kick. Near side, headed by Hercules Gomez up and over the top. And they'll just do it again, but from the near sideline, corner kick number 3. Kyle saw a little bit of time in national team duty with the United States men's national team that finished 4th in Copa America. Talked to Craig Weibel, the general manager of RSL today. He said 3 good matches, 3 forgettable matches. Or I'm sorry, 2 forgettable matches, and I'd say that's a fair assessment. a lot like what Spencer Warren would say about England's performance at Euro 2016. By the way, that beard, you can play for Iceland. Here's the ball into the box, right back to Miller before Aaron Mond could get there. You look very Icelandic with that beard.
I could probably go whaling. I feel like it anyway. But going back to that England 2016, that's be the same from 2000, 2002, 2004. It's all those tournaments.
It's really like Groundhog Day, the Bill Murray movie, when you're an English soccer fan. Middle of the park. Seattle, Zach Scott getting forward now. Zach pirouettes back, plays back across midfield to young Tony Alfaro, who rolls it all the way back to Tyler Miller. Alfaro's of Mexican descent, but born in Mexico, but raised in the United States. Was an All-American player, Cal State Dominguez Hills. Flag up on Valdez, far side. Cal State Dominguez Hills, just a stone's throw from the StubHub Center, home of the LA Galaxy. Free kick and a restart by Kyle Beckerman. We've played 13, still 0-0 here at Rio Tinto Stadium. And a foul on that near sideline as Anderson clattered into Tony Beltran. And RSL will restart there at the halfway line. Beckerman making the switch out here to the near sideline, battling the wind. What skill by Burrito Martinez. Fisher right there with him. Great pressure by Phillips. And the two Jamaicans come together, and the whistle goes against the man in red, DeMar Phillips. Young Jamaican, veteran Jamaican right there. And Fisher wins that battle.
Jamaican on Jamaican crime, you might say.
As they like to say. Good flick on by Valdez. Gomez into the box. Hercules Gomez has a go wide. Anderson's run a bit late. Gomez gives him the half thumbs up. Goal kick, Jeff Antonella. Want to remind you too, if you haven't gotten tickets, you still there's a lot of matches left between the friendlies, the Open Cup, and league matches. With RSL having been gone a month, you can still get season tickets if you're interested by going to rsl.com/tickets for more information, or just simply call 801-727-2702. 15,000 already on that season ticket list, but still room for more if you want to join the Pride. Get your information tonight. Zach Scott sends it in. Valdez giving chase, but at 32 years old, the Paraguayan doesn't run like he used to. Much younger at 19, Justin Glad, though he doesn't play like a 19-year-old. Here's Kyle Beckerman, near side to Phillips. Quarter hour in and still scoreless here on ESPN 700 tonight. Big switch out wide. Midfield, Tony Beltran with Anderson in the area. Plata. We just love the interplay, the switching of sides, the movement of both Plata and Martinez. They switch sides effortlessly with Mobstician posting up in the middle. Here comes Mond. He'll get a little pressure and then get rid of it. Martinez got a tug. And you know it was a pretty big tug because Burrito usually doesn't stop those runs. He usually runs through it. So Fisher got a good piece of his jersey there. Beckerman will restart, or will he? Going to have the whipped cream comes out. Maybe the shaving cream. The white line goes down. Hercules Gomez. Not quite at 10 yards yet. He'll have to get behind that line. Ball goes down. We'll call it about 32 yards out, maybe 33 for Javi Morales. Have to put that finger up and judge the wind here. See how that ball hangs. A little breeze in his back if he wants to play it in. Morales, good pace, headed out wide. And Glad closing in. Valdez got a piece of it, and out of bounds it goes far sideline for a Real Salt Lake throw-in.
Great looking ball with the curl and obviously the wind behind it, but Justin Glad made a great run and came crashing in at the back post. Just unfortunate not to get his forehead on there.
Throw in far sideline for Tony Beltran. One of the real Iron Men of Major League Soccer. It's very rare that Tony gets himself a night off. Certainly very rarely ever in a league match. Saturday night was about the first MLS match that was a non-injury sub that I can remember for Tony Beltran. And really, despite the 2-0 loss for Real Salt Lake Saturday night in Dallas, it was just a couple of breakdowns. The effort wasn't bad, especially for some of the youngsters. Here's Morales trying to cut that ball into Movsisian. Broken up nicely by the Sounders. Herculez Gomez gets cut down by Kyle Beckerman, and he's grabbing his leg. It was actually DeMar Phillips who got a piece of him going by. And our referee tonight, Alex Chilowitz, has a conversation with the Jamaican. Herculez Gomez picks himself up again. And now he's having a conversation. Gomez in just his 8th season in Major League Soccer, but he's been a veteran of professional soccer much longer than that. Began his career with the LA Galaxy. Spent a few years in the league, then went south of the border, played in Mexico. Very high level with clubs like Pachuca, Santos Laguna, Tijuana, and others. And now he's back again this year. Had a little bit of a cup of coffee with Toronto last year, and now he's back in Seattle. Always an opportunist when it came to goal scoring, Herculez Gomez. Beckerman, back to Burrito. Martinez to Movsisian. He's in. Shot. Big save, Miller. Oh, what a save by Tyler Miller. Denying the Armenian and keeping it scoreless here at Rio Tinto. What a setup by Juan Manuel Martinez to free Yura Movsisian. Gomez and Phillips coming together, and the ball out of bounds, touched last by DeMar Phillips. And I actually think that may have gone off Herculez Gomez. Here's a look one more time. What a pass through. Movsisian one time, and Miller made himself big. Got out just far enough. Yura hit it pretty well, but right at the keeper. 19th minute, 0-0. Referee was having none of that fall by Valdez. Mulholland with pressure from Mathers, shoots it up the far sideline. A little too much for Beltran. And Remick, former All-American Ivy Leaguer from Brown, will throw in far sideline here for Seattle. Knocked out again, throw it again for Remick. Second round pick of the Sounders back in 2013. Sounders have always used that USL club very, very well. Sounders too. They were a powerhouse in USL before they became an MLS squad. Here's Mulholland with the takeaway in midfield. Through the center circle and ahead for Plata. Plata, can he get there? He does. Keeps it in with Fisher in front. Plata hesitates, plays it through, just past Movsisian and over the end line, but a great build-up. And again, RSL just this far away from making it 1-0. Goal kick Seattle.
Seem to have just gone up another gear the last 5 minutes, RSL. Finding those short passes and now those long passes and stretching that Seattle back line.
It's almost like they've figured out what Seattle's doing in the midfield. They've broken through and now maybe exposing that back line just a little bit. Remick and Alfaro, not a ton of experience. Fisher, a young player still. Tyler Miller puts it back in play, straight up the center of the park. Sturgis. Morales wins it back out wide, near sideline, Mulholland. Plata, Morales, Phillips. Luke leaves it through for DeMar, and a good slide tackle by Fisher. Will be a throw in deep in the Seattle end for Real Salt Lake. Into Plata, posting up on Fisher. Kicked out of bounds by Gomez. Back to Morales. Javi in. Cuts it back to Mulholland, plays it over the top, and Zach Scott cleans it up. Before Morales can get it back, and RSL is going to have another corner kick.
A nice try by Luke Mulholland to kind of overhead that ball back into Harvey's path.
Really a terrific effort. He even got that ball to spin back the way he wanted. Harvey just couldn't get there quick enough. Corner kick number 4 tonight, this one from the near sideline. Plata drives it in near post, sent right back out again by Alfaro. The captain, Kyle Beckerman, will track it down and then let it go out far sideline. Real Salt Lake will throw in. 22nd minute, 0-0 here at Rio Tinto Stadium. Beltran throws in. Tony gets it back from Burrito Martinez, plays it back to Juan. Juan Manuel Martinez, inside outing. Anderson on the far sideline, plays it in, sent back out again. Mathers clears, good step by Glad to hold it in. Now RSL's got to watch it just a bit. Glad tracks it down and holds it back in and finally kicks it out of bounds far sideline. Mathers making just his second appearance for the Sounders. Made an appearance in the last Open Cup matchup a couple of weeks back. Young man from Duke. Imagine that, Garth Lagerwey drafting a player out of Duke. Up ahead, Plata. Back to DeMar Phillips. Now to Kyle Beckerman as RSL resets. Plata to Morales. Javi plays it wide to Phillips. And a great slide tackle by Hercules Gomez. But the flag was up before that. RSL in an offside position.
Disappointing from DeMar Phillips there. You can look right across the line and you're a professional. Come on.
Got time that better. So Miller will take the free kick. 0-0, 0-0, 0-0. Choose as you will. 24th minute here at Rio Tinto Stadium. Great to have you in tonight, listening in on ESPN 700, ESPN700sports.com, and many of you streaming this match tonight along the way. Hit me up on Twitter at ESPN700Bill. Let me know where you're listening in from tonight. Would love to hear from you. I know both Seattle and RSL have fans listening in all over the world. Beckerman, big switch near side to Phillips. Good skill by DeMar to take that down. Cassara barking directions. Morales now. Javi to Mulholland. Luke takes a shot. Big save, Miller. Oh, that ball just drifted and drifted. And if Tyler Miller doesn't make a step, that might find the upper V. And Beckerman takes down Anderson. Mr. Anderson in the center circle. And a free kick coming here for Seattle. Yurimov Sisian was frustrated that Luke didn't play that ball through to him, Gov, but that was a heck of a go from distance by Luke Mulholland.
And you can't blame Luke for taking a shot. The goals that he has scored this season have both been outside the area. A great striker of the ball, and as you said, one half step wrong, and that's going to fly in the top corner.
Ball attempted to be played in by Fisher. Roldan. Out wide it comes, near sideline. Back in it comes to Anderson, top of the box. Valdez stepping through traffic, trying to turn and fire. It deflects off Tony Beltran for a throw in at the far side corner. 25th minute, 0-0. Sounders will throw in at the RSL corner flag. Remick will come to make the throw in. In toward the 6, headed high by Glad. Valdez gets a touch to it. There's Attanella to pick it out of midair before Gomez can get a touch. Beltran, cross midfield, behind Movsisian. Good step and an intercept by Alfaro. Sounders with possession. That's a bad giveaway in the midfield, but Sturgis gets it back and just kicks it out of bounds. Well, Nathan Sturgis, talented player. Nathan's, one of his big issues has just been being able to stay healthy in his career. This is his 8th club in Major League Soccer in 11 seasons. Was a terrific player for a couple of seasons at Clemson. Came to the Galaxy, came to RSL as part of a trade, then got sent back away again. His brother, Caleb, a kicker in the National Football League for the Philadelphia Eagles. He's also with the Dolphins, kicked at the University of Florida. So a wildly athletic and skilled family, the Sturgis clan. Roldan, near side to Zach Scott. Scott will play it all the way back to Miller. Well, we're a long way from it, but just so you know, if we remain scoreless at the end of 90 minutes, we'll play two 15-minute periods of extra time, and if we still remain scoreless, as we did when the Wilmington Hammerheads were in, we'll go to penalties here tonight. But to be very honest, I've seen enough penalties in big matches this week. Let's see if we can get this thing decided in regulation, or at least in the run of play.
England scored a penalty against Iceland. I'd like to point that out.
It's the little things, Gov. It's the little things. 28th minute, throw in just outside the Ziggy Schmidt bench for the Seattle Sounders. Burrito Martinez leaves it for Lamar Phillips. It's about this time a year ago that we began to hear rumors of that delightful burrito. We're not talking about the kind that you get at places like Freebirds and Chipotle. We're hearing about an Argentine burrito that might be coming to Real Salt Lake. It took a little longer than we expected, but he's finally arrived, and what an addition he's been. Here he comes across the halfway line. Tried to shoot that ball backside to Plata. And a good step by Alfaro. Martinez takes it away again. Plays it out wide. Plata. Edge of the box. Kicks it right into the Sounders defender. A good job by Roldan and back to break it up and leave it for Remick. From a purely skillful standpoint, Spencer, I think you can make an argument that Burrito Martinez is either the most talented or perhaps the second most talented addition Real Salt Lake's ever made. Only maybe Morales on par. Here comes Phillips. Lamar Phillips lost the touch from behind. Well done by Gomez. And then he clatters into Zach Scott. The crowd here at Rio Tinto doesn't like it, but probably the right call.
Going back to what you were saying, I think you're absolutely right. The only person that you can think of is Javier Morales.
And I'm talking about an overall skill. I'm not talking about purely goal scoring, because Sabarillo was terrific, Movsisian terrific, but just from a creative, both goal scoring, creative standpoint, I think Burrito Martinez is right on par with what Javier Morales has been. Now obviously he's got a bit of catching up to do. Nice skill there by the Paraguayan, Valdez. Can't control, and Mulholland plays it back to Antonella. Javi, the second leading scorer in RSL history. If he finishes strong this year, he'll likely surpass Sabarillo in 79 career assists too. I think you make a case in the 20-plus year history of Major League Soccer, Morales is on the short list of the great creative playmaking midfielders the league see.
Absolutely. Just outstanding, and the league had never seen anything like him when he joined.
Near sideline, Phillips. Morales back to Martinez. Burrito to Joao Plata. Good slide tackle there by Remick. Taken back by Burrito. Javi to Plata. Back to Burrito. Not enough touch on that to get it wide to Beltran. And Remick's there to break it up. Now Mathers. Beckerman takes it right off the youngster's foot. Kyle never really fond of Duke guys anyway. He was a Maryland guy, though not University of Maryland.
That doesn't matter.
Here's a ball in. Plata, top of the box, takes a deflection right into the waiting arms of Miller. I should really just say Kyle just never very fond of his opponents. If you're wearing the other team's jersey, you're going to likely get kicked and have the ball taken from you from the RSL captain, who began his playing career in Major League Soccer some 17 years ago with the Miami Fusion. Should say 16 years ago. It was quite a collection of players that Ray Hudson had for a couple of seasons down in South Florida. Plata. Back to Tony Beltran. Now Kyle Beckerman. If our friend Brian Dunseth ever writes the book that we want him to write about the history of Major League Soccer, make sure you read the Miami Fusion chapters. Those will be dandies. Here's Phillips, 25 yards out, leaving it for Plata. Into Mobsisian, and finally cleared out by Alfaro. Out of bounds, right to Ziggy Schmidt. And Mulholland will come back to throw it in. 32nd minute, 0-0 here at Rio Tinto Stadium. RSL has had the better of the possession here for the last 15 to 20 minutes. Nicely done by Morales. Beltran's ball too much. Can Burrito Martinez get there? He can, but Fisher won't let him have a go. Corner kick coming. Corner kick number 5 for Real Salt Lake. Plata will put it down on the near sideline. Mobsisian posts up right in front of goal. The other big bodies forward as well. Plata plays in. High lofted ball, overcooked that one. To the back post and off the flag for a throw-in. If you're going to miss, that's the way to miss right there. Seattle will throw in deep in their own end. 33rd minute. Remick to throw in. Mulholland. Centrally from Mobsisian. Yura taken down. They play on. Yura doesn't like it, nor does the crowd, but the referee says to play on. Seattle can do nothing with it. They give it right back to RSL. Mobsisian posting up again. Here's Mulholland out wide. Martinez. Burrito. Edge of the area. Marked well there by Remick. Plays it back to Morales just inside the 18. Back out to Beltran. Passing has been terrific here tonight for RSL in tight spots. Here's Tony. Beltran in. Shot. Near side. Heading. No good. Oh, he had a look. Miller had it covered a little. But I think Tony would like to have that one back.
We saw the whites of his eyes looking to add to his U.S. Open Cup goals.
Tony doesn't score Major League Soccer goals, but he'll score them in Open Cup action. And he'd like to have that one back. Jeff Cassar came out of his seat on the RSL bench there. Thought his team was going to get the first of the night. Instead, it's a goal kick for Tyler Miller. High and long up the far side, through the center of the park now. Mon sends it back in. Hobby flicks it on. And that's going to go out of bounds. Big shout out to all those making it home from work today, maybe getting a late start home or coming home from wherever they might be. Big audience up in Park City here this evening. Here comes Anderson. Anderson with Glad closing quick. Look at the closing speed by the young Justin Glad. Taking it right off of Anderson's foot and ushering it out of bounds on the far sideline for a Seattle throw.
We've seen this a few times now, Bill. The pace of Justin Glad. He just seems to have got bigger and stronger and faster over this offseason, and he's quickly becoming one of the fastest center backs in the entire Major League Soccer right now.
The young man's upside is boundless. I don't want to put the old whammy on him, but I think that Justin Glad will have a look at the U.S. men's national team, at least be invited to a camp here in the next few years. A couple of shout-outs. Brad Carter, listening in from Menard, Texas tonight. Business trip to a Mesquite Smokehouse. Hey, Brad, thanks for listening. Chris Wilikowski listening in from Moab and watching on YouTube. Thank you, sir. And Scott Wallingford tuning in from Bremerton, Washington, and saying go RSL. So a fan of the Claret and Cobalt up in Sounders country. Appreciate it all. And a couple of people ask on Twitter tonight why Nick Ramondo's not in goal tonight. Jeff Cassar says the U.S. Open Cup is going to be the tournament of Jeff Attinella. Folks, if you're an RSL fan, you know this, but Jeff Attinella would start for probably half the teams in Major League Soccer. He's a fantastic keeper, and this is an opportunity to give him a chance. Because in league matches and other times, that's when Nick shines. So this is a chance for Jeff Attinella. And rightfully so, by the way.
And not to preempt Nick retiring or moving on.
No.
But what a backup. What a guy to come in.
Back toward the corner flag, Herc Gomez. And he touched it last out of bounds. A couple of more shouts. Spencer Ferrero, listening in from exotic West Los Angeles tonight. I hope you're west of the 405, Spencer. That's the only place to be. Blake listening in from Pocatello, Idaho. And Davey Cavanis from Bowie's Creek, North Carolina, home of the Campbell Camels. Bet you didn't know that.
I had no idea.
It's Campbell University right there in Bowie's Creek. Fisher up the near sideline for Seattle, 38th minute. 0-0, center circle he goes. Lifted forward, but too much that time by Nathan Sturgis. Phillips to throw in. I want him to back up just a little bit. Beat of the drums continues here at Rio Tinto Stadium. High and long up the near sideline. Really just a clearance as much as anything else there by Phillips. Here's Zach Scott. Sent back in by Aaron Mond with that stiff breeze at his back. Pins Seattle deep in their own end for another throw.
Thought maybe he could have taken a touch there. Wasn't really anybody around him. Maybe looking for that quick, deep pass behind that back line again, and hopefully Plata can make a run, but they weren't quite on the same wavelength.
Fisher to throw in here on the near sideline for Seattle. Jamaican up the near sideline. Off the head of Valdez. Sturgis nods it wide. See if Seattle can build something out of the back now. Remick past Valdez. No man's land and the flag up. Attinella came out of his box, but the assistant on the near sideline had the flag up. It was a lot of work for Valdez to have that flag come up. Free kick, Real Salt Lake. th minute as we get a little later here in the first half, and still scoreless between the Sounders and Real Salt Lake. Zach Scott coming into the back of Burrito Martinez, the referee letting that go. Fisher coming over the top of Plata, but he'll blow the whistle on that.
And at some point, Fisher's going to have to be booked for persistent infringements. I think it's the third or fourth time he's been whistled now.
Beckerman having a conversation with the referee, wants his 10 yards, and then spins it forward a couple of 2 or 3 more. Leaves it for Morales. Ahead Martinez. He'll flick Mobsisian. He's in, tripped up and down, and the referee points to the spot. We'll have a penalty coming as Mobsisian was set free again on a beautiful lead pass, and a penalty kick coming for Real Salt Lake. Yura converted on a PK a week ago. He'll get another chance. No, he won't. Joao Plata said, I'm going to take this. But Yura won that penalty, and another beautiful pass to spring him.
Yeah, great work again. You can see Yura looking right across the line there, keeping himself onside, and just a little trip there, goes down towards the penalty. A little bit of a discussion between Plata and Yura. Yura's got a good record now for Real Salt Lake, but Plata's like, that's my ball.
So Joao Plata, Real Salt Lake's leading scorer in season, at least from overall points and assists and goals. He's one behind Mobsisian, who's got 6 goals. He's got 5 and 6 assists. We'll have a look here. Tyler Miller will make himself big on the line. And Alex Chilowitz has just booked Hercules Gomez. And Gomez is going to have to be careful here, or he may get another. Seattle already without Clint Dempsey tonight. Dempsey still serving the suspension for the shredding of the referee's booking book. Is that what you would call it? Just his book. Last season.
His little black book.
I don't know if it was that, but maybe that's what had the official upset. Plata ready to go. Signal given. Miller on his line. Plata approaches. 1-0 Real Salt Lake. Plata converts with terrific pace. And in the 43rd minute, RSL takes the lead 1-0.
A nice little hug between Yura and Plata. Miller gets the right way, but there was just too much power on that penalty kick by Plata.
A sellout crowd, but a boisterous Tuesday night crowd here at the Riot in Salt Lake City. And the home team's giving them a little something to chant about here. 1-0 late first half. That foul on Burrito Martinez. Making Nathan Sturgis. Roll down. Back to Sturgis. Seattle wants to jumpstart their attack a bit, perhaps in the second half. The talented youngster, Jordan Morris, who would have been a teammate, at least for a year, of Justin Glad at Stanford, is on the bench. Here's Plata. 2 defenders back. Plata to Morales. Well done by Fisher to skin him. Needed one more body just a little quicker, and there's Plata riding the back of Fisher and taking him down for a foul. 45th minute, 1-0 Real Salt Lake. Zach Scott. Center circle. Nathan Sturgis plays a ball high and long to Gomez. Chests it down, nicely done by Phillips, shoulder to shoulder to run him off. Up ahead to Beckerman. Now Martinez waiting for a little help. Plays it centrally to Mobsisian, leaves it for Burrito. Plata wide open on the near sideline. They couldn't get him the ball. 4th official tonight, TJ Zablocki, will tell us momentarily how much time we'll have, and it can't be more than a minute, maybe 2. 1 minute. 1 minute of first half stoppage time here at Rio Tinto Stadium. Look at Aaron Mond dancing. Does well to get rid of that before the pressure comes. Back to Attanella. Jeff unloads and clears. Remick holds in. Glad shoulder to shoulder with Mathers. And out of bounds it goes.
Got to give a shout out to my good man up in Seattle, Mark Kastnerson. Seattle fan in Seattle, so won't give him too much airtime.
Great fans, those Seattle fans. Packed centrally linked field. Here's that ball in to Valdez, who stayed on somehow. couldn't redirect on Frank. One of my favorite soccer destinations in North America. Really anywhere in the Northwest up that I-5 corridor. You get terrific fan support and great atmospheres.
March to the match.
Can't beat it. Getting late. Referee will check his watch here momentarily. Tony Beltran being pressured by Remick. Wins it back for the Sounders. Lays one over the top, and that'll do it. There's the whistle. 45 minutes of soccer have been played here at Rio Tinto Stadium. And the pass from Martinez set up the run by Mopsisian, who was pushed in the back. Penalty converted by Plata. And at halftime here, in quarterfinal action, the round of 16 in U.S. Open Cup action. It's RSL 1 and Seattle nothing. Halftime straight ahead here on ESPN 700.
At Rio Tinto's Kennecott, we produce elements that are essential for modern life while implementing solutions to help with Utah's air quality problem. Take a closer look at actions we've taken
Rio Tinto Stadium, Bill Riley and Spencer Warren. Knockout round of 16. Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup tonight. Real Salt Lake and the Seattle Sounders go after 45 minutes, 1 goal on a PK. RSL, I think, for most of that first half, the better of the two teams. It was still a very, very close match. What do you think Jeff Cassar's message to his guys was at halftime?
More of the same, but be mindful that Siggy's team are going to come out and try and get back into this, obviously. It's a dangerous lead, just for 1 goal, but there is an opportunity, as we've seen time and time again, for this to penetrate the back line.
Available in the 18 tonight for Seattle. Farfan, Freiberg, Jones, Kovar, Mears, and talented young Jordan Morris. For Real Salt Lake, Jordan Allen, Omez Garcia, Omar Holness, Jamison Olave, John Sturzer, and Chris Wingert. We're underway. RSL moving left to right across your radio dial as you listen to it tonight on ESPN 700 Radio in Salt Lake City and on the web at ESPN700sports.com. RSL in the home red. Seattle in the road white tonight, moving right to left across your radio dial. And if you're streaming us tonight and watching online, moving from south to north here at Rio Tinto Stadium. Glad to Mond. Mond, not about playing far side, but plays it back to his center back mate, Justin Glad. Glad takes a step, plays it forward to Morales. Pretty ball out of the back. Now Burrito Martinez. Good step in back to break it up by Zach Scott. Dangerous pass again. Movsisian tries to intercept. Seattle having all kinds of problems clearing that ball. Up along the near sideline, shot back in. Movsisian to his left, shot, big save! Oh, Tyler Miller's done it again. That's twice tonight now. He is denied. Euro Movsisian, corner kick RSL.
Coming a home from home for young Miller. I think it's his 3rd game this season down here.
He dove to his right, came up big, and he just got a nice tap and a tip of the cap, if you will, from Euro Movsisian. Great save by the youngster. Corner kick number 6 tonight, far sideline. Morales to play it in. Top of the 6, headed wide by Martinez. Burrito would like to have a do-over on that. No such luck. Goal kick, Tyler Miller. And really that whole last setup resulted because Seattle just couldn't clear their end. A couple of misplays in back. Miller, the Northwestern Wildcat. Back in play. Roll down. Out wide to Fisher. A lot of space for Fisher here. Gomez wants it. Ball lofted in for Valdez. Skips through the 18. Beltran there. Clears it. Right to his head coach, Jeff Cassar. Throw in Seattle. 48th minute, just underway, second half. RSL 1, Seattle nothing. Ball gets around. And wide of Nathan Sturgis. Morales to Plata. Foul against Seattle on the Ecuadorian. Plata has the lone goal tonight, but the lone goal, if you're just joining us, was set up on a beautiful through ball from Martinez to Movsisian. Much like what we saw moments ago, Ura got behind the defense, got a little shove in the back. Referee pointed to the spot. Plata finished 1-0. Seattle has not been very dangerous tonight offensively. Haven't been a lot of tests so far tonight for Jeff Attinella. I know on Twitter, there's been a lot of people asking me tonight, if you've missed it, why Nick Rimando isn't playing. And I'll say once again, Jeff Cassar has said this will be a tournament for Jeff Attinella. Jeff, a very talented young keeper we've seen many a time here in Salt Lake City when Nick Rimando's either been rested or off on national team duty. Attinella very good, so he'll have this tournament according to his head coach. Martinez coming deep to get this, plays it across to Glad. Slow start to the second half, saved that one foray forward by Movsisian. See how long Ziggy Schmidt waits to jumpstart this offense. Martinez to Phillips. Centrally now Morales to Beckerman. Morales over the top, spinning ball for Tony Beltran. Tony's going to get there and play it across and off of Anderson for yet another Real Salt Lake corner kick. 7th tonight. Beautiful ball by Morales. For a minute it looked like it might be too much, but there was just enough spin on that ball to keep it in. Plata will take the near side corner kick here for Real Salt Lake. Still a pretty stiff breeze coming out of the south-southwest here at Rio Tinto Stadium. Plata plays in over the top of Mond, who was free near the spot, tracked down by Martinez. Burrito plays back in, picked out of midair by Miller. Good read by the young keeper. He'll try and spring a counter here. Anderson on his horse around Beltran. Antonella, though, reads it. Comes out of the area to clear it. Center circle, Mopsisian. Back to Mulholland. Up and over the top. Long run for Phillips. He'll get there. Fisher in front. Pair of Jamaicans coming together. Phillips with a little bit more pace. Oh, they'll say touch last by Real Salt Lake, so a throw in for Seattle. Cleared out by Alfaro. Over the top, Valdez giving chase. Glad misplay in back. Valdez cut down, shot and a goal! And we're level at 1. Miscommunication between Glad and Antonella, and great effort to get back up, find the ball by Valdez, and just fire it in the net. A veteran play by the terrific international Valdez, and we're level at 1 here in the 52nd minute. What presence by Valdez just to get back up and find that ball.
Nothing's dead until it's out of play or the referee blows the whistle. He followed that up superbly, and really Justin Glad showed his inexperience there.
Yeah, for all the praises we've sung, and he's a terrific young player, that was a bit of inexperience that time by Glad. And it results in a Seattle goal, and all of a sudden we're level again here in the 52nd minute. Valdez, who was signed late in the season last year, here's over the top of ball to Mopsisian, and another terrific play by Miller just to bat it down and away. I'm telling you what, though, that back line of Seattle's letting Mopsisian run unabated past them. Sturgis trying to get there, won't. Beckerman does. And Beckerman cut down by Nathan Sturgis. And a foul on Sturgis. Morales. Back to Mulholland. Good read by Scott to break that ball up. The Jamaicans battle on the far sideline. Fisher wins that. Out of bounds touch last by a red jersey. Valdez. Back to Sturgis, tried to play it to Anderson. Here's a counter play. Mopsisian in again. Back to Miller, broken up. That ball just tailed away from Mopsisian. Scott was able to get to it. Mathers can't control. Phillips does. Speedy DeMar Phillips. Centrally now to Morales. Keeps control. Javi Morales. Wide for Plata, top of the box. Plata to Beltran. Across, in front. Oh, Mopsisian couldn't get it on frame. And just enough of a touch by Scott to break it up. Plata again. Lofting it in. Sent out by Fisher. Anderson, broken up by Mulholland, controlled center circle by Mond. Burrito Martinez running at the defense. Martinez top of the box. Martinez to Plata. Plata, Mopsisian. Back out, Morales takes a deflection. Cleared out by Scott. Tracked by Phillips, lofted in. Sent out by Remick. RSL keeping the pressure on. Collision, Roldan and Morales. No whistle. RSL keeps possession. Beckerman tries to play it out wide, gets it to Phillips. Phillips in front! Through the 6, but Movsisian down again. Nothing called. And out of bounds here on the near sideline, touch last by Martinez. Well, opportunities abounded that time, and RSL could find nothing. But a great spell of possession. Little contact between Alfaro and Movsisian, but our referee tonight's let a lot go. And he did there. Valdez with a bicycle. Clears it out across midfield. Mon sends it back in. Plata pressures Remick. Chested down by Glad. Pressure from Hercules Gomez. Near side, Beltran takes it down. Good pressure by Valdez. Here comes Martinez. Burrito Martinez slots it through Movsisian again. Scott back, showing his veteran presence. And they'll whistle Movsisian for a foul.
Time and time again going through that back line.
Here's the danger if you're Seattle. If you give Euro Movsisian enough chances, he will at some point make you pay. Miller to put it back in play. Sturgis flicks it ahead, gives it back. Leaves it for Gomez. Out wide to Fisher. 57th minute, 1-1. RSL got the first. Seattle leveled here early in the second half. Knocked near side to Remick. Centrally now to Sturgis. Anderson. Anderson cuts inside. Anderson has a goal! Big save, Antonella! I don't know how Jeff got his hand on that, but he did. And he answers the first big test tonight. First corner kick tonight for the Sounders. Gomez to take it near side corner. Whipped in and through and out the backside for a goal kick. RSL inviting all children in the state of Utah, 5 to 14, to participate in their free youth soccer clinics this summer. Next clinic's coming up Thursday, July 7th, conducted by experienced soccer coaches, including giveaways, food, and special appearances from RSL players. Don't miss out on the fun. Go to rsl.com/youth soccer clinics to sign up for more information. Another giveaway in back. Gomez just lurking, got that one away from Glad. And Hercules gets a tug from the back from Tony Beltran. Morales ahead to Martinez. 3v3. Here they go. Burrito to Euro. Movsisian across and off of Scott for a corner kick. Plata and Martinez were making the runs. Euro tried to get it back. Scott did a good job getting in the way. Corner kick number 8 coming here for Real Salt Lake. Goes down on the near side. Morales will take this corner. Hobby plays in. Top of the 6. Headed over the top. Glad got a piece, but not on frame. Goal kick Seattle.
Game just seems to have opened up a little bit for both. Both teams are well into this now, and I'm intrigued for the last 30 minutes to see how this goes now.
Out of bounds in front of Ziggy Schmidt. Beltran throws in, but can't keep it in. A little too quick that time for Martinez. We've played an hour of soccer here in Salt Lake City. After 60 minutes, we're tied at 1. If we stay tied after 90, 30 minutes of extra time. And if we're tied then, we go to penalties. Remick to throw in at the halfway line. Valdez, who has Seattle's goal. Flag up, far side on Anderson. Beckerman puts it back in play with a big switch far side. Phillips couldn't get there, but Fisher does and kicks it out of bounds. Throw in, Real Salt Lake. Near side, Martinez. Back to Beltran, but beyond him. Alfaro runs onto it. Tony got caught up. Here's Valdez. Flag stays down. Attinella out to break it up. Anderson and Martinez come together. No whistle. Morales out wide for Phillips. Checked there by Gomez. Back to Morales. Into Movsisian, back to Plata. Ura goes down, and he's fouled, they'll say, by Scott. Zach Scott wearing the captain's armband tonight for the Sounders. Late whistle from our referee. And the ball will go down about 35 yards out. Morales, Martinez, all getting forward here. This will be Beckerman's. Three-man wall in front. Avi chips it in, looking for Mon. Well read there by Zach Scott. Forward by Sturgis. Leaves it near side, Valdez. Valdez trying to get it to Anderson. Glad there first. Beckerman. Plata. Center circle for the captain. 63rd now, 1-1. Out wide, Phillips. Morales. Plata. Burrito. Flick into Movsisian, but broken up by a trailing Roldan. Throw in far sideline, Real Salt Lake. Our first sub of the night coming here, and it will go for Ziggy Schmidt's side. Eric Freiberg will check in here in the 64th. And the youngster Zach Mathers will check out. Freiberg is certainly somebody who can ignite things a bit in the midfield.
Solid player. Really nice on the ball. Technically, really, really solid. Got injured in the first game in Major League Soccer play against RSL here a few months back.
First of 3 tonight for Ziggy Schmidt. Pats his youngster Mathers on the head as he goes to the bench. Goal kick here for Miller. Jeff Cassar has Jordan Allen, Olmes Garcia, Omar Holness, all his attacking options if he wants to go that way tonight. Miller's high lofting ball finds Aaron Bond. Sturgis sends it in one way. Phillips sends it back the other. Freiberg gets his first touch. And a whistle and a foul against Nathan Sturgis as Luke Mulholland goes down. Sturgis not having any of that call, walks away. Mulholland still down face first on the pitch here at Rio Tinto Stadium. They want the trainer to come out, so Tyson Pace will pick up his pack and give it a jog out to the center circle. We'll remind you, RSL's back home Friday night against DC United. It's their 4th of July weekend matchup. Fireworks after the match on Friday night. The former RSL men Alvaro Saborio and Fabian Espindola come to town. There could be some fireworks on the pitch as well. Post-game fireworks, get your tickets at rsl.com or 844-REAL-TIX. It's an 8 o'clock start time, FYI. Mulholland's still down. This will be a de facto water break. I was actually surprised we didn't get the water break at the 30-minute mark here tonight, especially with temperatures at game time over 90 degrees. Luke appears to be okay. He'll take the walk to the far sideline. RSL play a man down, at least momentarily, as our referee signals play to begin again. Bond, center circle Beckerman, back to Morales. Ahead Martinez. Trying to slot that through to Movsisian, well defended. Beckerman out wide to Phillips. Well, Kyle Beckerman rarely makes the wrong pass. Here he is again, picking up his head, looking. A couple of touches, leaves it for Morales, back to Beckerman. Now Mulholland. Plata, Movsisian. Ball loose, cleared by Alfaro. Bond holds it in. Beckerman's got it, 30 yards out. Tried to play it wide, Fisher was there. Valdez gives it right back to Glad, who leaves it for Mulholland. Bond. Off the arm of Anderson and out of bounds. Should have been a handball. Throw in instead. 68th minute, 1-1. Plata. Here's Mulholland. Luke leaves it wide for Martinez. Now Phillips. Movsisian couldn't get to it. Shot wide by Morales. Oh, he had to go. Wide by a few feet, and a goal kick for Seattle.
Great interchanging play. He had one like that against New York, just wide from the edge of the area.
A pretty ball from Phillips, just a touch behind Movsisian. And Morales had a go and didn't miss it by much. On second glance there, it was probably only a foot wide. And Miller with a terrible goal kick right to Morales. Javi lost his footing, turf monster got him. And Seattle with a chance now to build something. Here's Remick. Gives it right to Beltran. Goodness. Tony knocks it ahead for Joao Plata. Trying to get a turn. Alfaro there to defend him. Martinez. Out wide, Phillips. They play the advantage. Certainly a foul there from Seattle. They play on. Going to see an RSL substitution here momentarily. Jordan Allen getting final instructions from his head coach, Movsisian. Defended well by Seattle. Here's Morales into the box. Back out Phillips. Lobbing it in. Good defense there by Zach Scott. Valdez showing his strength, plays it out wide to Fisher. The young, very athletic and speedy Jordan Allen. Look out, here comes Seattle. Long run for Remick, he gets there. Anderson wants it in space and gets it. In comes Anderson, shot. Big save at the near post by Jeff Antonella. Cut back top of the box. Gomez, Roldan, can't get there. Cleared out by Luke Mulholland. Javi leaves it for Burrito. Martinez, wide Plata, into the box. Burrito, shot saved by Miller. Good save by the youngster Miller. That's 3 times tonight he's come up big. And you wonder if Plata waited maybe just a skosh too long. Allowed Seattle to recover just a little bit and get their balance defensively. Bond. Back to Morales. Beltran with a lot of green in front. Mulholland. Wide for Plata. Phillips overlaps. Plata keeps it. Back out wide, Phillips. Martinez. Good step by Scott. Morales tracks it with a heel flick, but couldn't keep it in. And here comes that RSL substitution. Luke Mulholland, who's logged a lot of minutes over the last month, will check out. And the offensive look here for Jordan Allen, who will check in here in the 72nd minute.
You'll start to see how the Emirates drop back next to Carl Beckerman a little bit here. They'll kind of interchange that role of being at the point of that midfield 3.
So each coach has gone to his bench once here, and 2 subs remain. Seattle player down in front of the area. Looks like it's Alfaro. So again, we'll get a little bit of a water break. Everybody gets to hydrate here for the stretch run of regulation. 72nd minute, 1-1. A reminder, if you're a soccer fan or just an RSL fan, Italian powerhouse Inter Milan comes to Rio Tinto Stadium in Salt Lake City on July 19th. First ever visit by a European club to play Real Salt Lake here at Rio Tinto Stadium. Everton was in for the All-Star game a few years ago.
They don't count.
They don't count. Real Madrid came to Rice-Eccles Stadium, but this will be the first for a European club to come here. Tickets are available at rsl.com or 844 Real tickets. See what Milan looks like too, after what for them was a disappointing Serie A season. There's sure to be some roster changes, new leadership for the club as well, so we'll see what they look like when they come in here July 19th.
Beautiful club. I mean, you've seen a lot of them at Copa America, the Euros. Always like to see Ivan Perisic for Croatia, the one with the nice colorful hair with the Croatian flag at the side of his head. Icardi. And then obviously you've got your Copa America champion, Gary Medel.
So that'll be July 19th. We're ready to get back to play here. They'll wave Alfaro back on momentarily as Fisher throws in on the far sideline. Valdez, who's put in a terrific shift here tonight. A lot of running for the veteran. Plays that back and the ball kicked out of bounds. Will we see Jordan Morris here tonight?
Yes.
Will we see him in regulation, or will they wait till perhaps extra time? Here's Tony Beltran leaving for Joao Plata. Beltran upended by Roldan, and that's a late whistle, but the correct call. Youngster Roldan, a Southern California native, played collegiately in Seattle at the University of Washington. 21 years old, very bright future for this young man. Quarter hour of soccer remains in regulation. 1-1. Real Salt Lake and Seattle Sounders. Morales leaves it wide for Beltran on the near sideline. Tony to Jordan Allen, his first touch, played in, too far backside, taken down by Martinez. Back out Plata. Freiberg there to break it up, clears it out wide. Valdez back to Freiberg. Here comes Anderson. 1v3, now 1v4. Anderson continuing his run. Oh, and a late whistle. Javi Morales whistled for the foul just on the edge of the area. And a terrific spot for a free kick coming here for the Seattle Sounders as Anderson now goes down. Perhaps cramping up a bit after that long run. Teammates stretching Anderson out. This ball will go down about 22 yards out, just to the right of Jeff Attinella. Gomez and Morales having a fun conversation. And Anderson apparently okay.
Strange that.
Just needed a stretch. So the referee puts the line down at an estimated 10 yards. Jeff Attinella sets his 5-man wall. This will be Hercules Gomez from 22 yards away. Gomez, too much. Nothing over the top. Goal kick. Jeff Attinella. Quick restart. That's where you miss Clint Dempsey. Deuce had a couple of terrific free kicks in the Copa America from about that distance. I'm frankly not sure how the last one was defended, to be honest with you, by the Colombian keeper. There's Morales ahead to Allen. Jordan Allen stops. Out to Morales. Cross Plata. 78th minute. Beckerman cuts it inside. Morales takes a deflection. And a corner kick coming.
Beautifully disguised ball from Kyle Beckerman.
I think you and I and the rest of the stadium thought Beckerman might have a go. Instead, leaves it for Morales. And Zach Scott down after that ball went off him. And the aforementioned Jordan Morris at the halfway line awaiting his induction into this match tonight. It will be after the corner kick. Corner kick number 9, far side, Javier Morales. Top of the 6, and again, just wide! Oh, Aaron Bond! He rose high to get it, just couldn't keep it on frame. And there was nothing Tyler Miller was going to be able to do about that one. Terrific ups there by Bond. Just couldn't redirect. Anderson's night is done here in the 79th. And the talented young American Jordan Morris, the Stanford product, will check in here for the final 11 and change. Ladd clears across midfield. Freiberg gets a touch. Beckerman. Freiberg. Valdez. Good step by Mond. Martinez can't control. Morris wants it. Morris gets it from Freiberg. Leaves it for Remick. Centrally, cleared out. Throw it at the corner flag. Well done that time by Mont. Sounders will throw in at the corner flag. Remick will take it. Siggy Schmidt waving everybody forward here and into the box. See what kind of a throw Remick has. Toward the 6. Flicked out front. Allen controls for RSL. Here comes Jordan Allen. Allen with Plata wide. Leaves it for Plata. Plata playing it out for Movsisian. Yura gets there but can't get it in. We'll track it down and wait. Back out top. That was ambitious. And hopeful. And Morris clears it. Held in by Glad. Beltran. Back to Justin Glad at midfield. 81st minute. Morales. Leaves it for Beltran. Tony crosses in, but Miller there. Good read off his line. Defenders there. That would have been world class if he could have made something out of that situation. Cleared out by Mont. Throw in here for the Sounders. 82nd minute. We've seen 2 subs from Seattle and 1 sub from Jeff Cassar. Speedy young Colombian Olmes Garcia continues to loosen below. Remick to throw in again. Toward the 6. Flicked high by Valdez. Cleared out by Morales. Sounders control. Freiberg. Alfaro, left-footed ball. A lot of pace. Can Gomez get there? He cannot. Tailed away from Hercules. A goal kick. Quickly put back in play by Attinella. 83rd. 1-1. Rita Martinez. Ahead, Movsisian. Yura gets to it, top of the box. Scott on his back. Movsisian plays it back to Beltran. Jordan Allen. Lost a touch and drew the foul on Scott. Free kick RSL in a dangerous spot. This goes down about 27 yards out. To the left of Tyler Miller. This is where Morales likes to create his magic. Bobby stands over it. By a 2-man wall, header wide! Mont again! That one with a bit more pace on it, a little tougher to redirect, but Aaron found it, just couldn't keep it on frame. Goal kick Seattle. Miller to put it back in play here in the 84th. Jeff Cassar pondering another potential substitution down below. Morris controls. Freiberg. Good defending back by Allen. Up ahead, Movsisian. Euro running, and Alfaro needing some help. Backside Plata overcooked it. Out of bounds at the corner flag and a throw in for the Sounders.
Eura's got to do a little bit better there. He's got a 5'2" forward. and he's lofting that into the box. Could have held on to that, checked back. You got Burrito and Javier Morales right behind you.
Right. 85th minute, Sounders throw in at their own corner flag. Martinez to Morales. Morales from distance. Nope. Not even close. Another goal kick coming for the Sounders. Morris posting up Beltran. Tony wins that. Reno Martinez controls. Too many white jerseys. Gomez goes down after colliding with Mond all the way back to Antonella. Outlet far sideline for DeMar Phillips. Knocks it ahead for Plata. Now across midfield to Plata. Back to Beckerman. Morales near sideline Beltran. Give and go, not enough from Martinez there. Cleared by Miller. Valdez giving chase. Antonella plays it near side, but over the head of Glad. No result of pressure there, and Seattle will be the beneficiary. Throw in. Remick will take his time getting there. We're in the 87th minute, 1-1. A goal by either side here would likely be a game winner. Remick to throw with a little breeze at his back. Looking again for Valdez. He flicks it on. It's loose in front. Jordan Morris shot wide! And it looks as if Mond may have gotten just a touch to it. Oh, when Morris turned and faced, it looked like he might have a goal. Instead, a corner for Seattle. Their second tonight. Terrific defending by Mond.
Yeah, all hands on deck by Mond and Kyle Beckerman.
Freiburg to take it. 88th. Martinez sends it out. Freiburg tracks it down. Back in again. Good read by Antonella. Wanted the outlet to Plata, but Fisher was on his back. See if Real Salt Lake can build out of the back here. Plata to Allen. Back to Plata. Up ahead, Movsisian. Wide for Allen. Just too much. Goal kick, Seattle. Getting late. 89th minute. Tyler Miller, who's had a good night at goal, does not have a good night there.
Second time he's done the exact same place.
It's a terribly taken goal kick. Gives it right back to Real Salt Lake. Beltran to throw in to Plata. Back to Beckerman. Morales ahead. Hard to find the 5-2 guy with that ball. Morris. Cross midfield, Jordan Morris. Punches it centrally for Freiburg. Marked by Phillips. Leaves it back for Fisher. 90th minute. Freiberg 30 yards out. For Gomez, back to Freiberg. Kicked out wide, and that's going to be a corner, touched last by Beckerman. Third corner tonight, all here in the second half for the Sounders. Fourth officials inform both coaches of how much stoppage time we'll have. Now we'll wait for the signboard. Freiberg to take the far side corner kick here for the Sounders. Plays it in. Morris heads it back across. Saved off the line. Shot up top. And over the top by Zach Scott. 4 minutes of added time is what we'll have. And if we don't find another goal, we'll play 30 more minutes after that. That was a terrific play back across by young Jordan Morris.
Him and Friedberg have looked good since they've come on. They've kind of
a little bit of a spark, yeah. Well done by Phillips guarding the back post there for Real Salt Lake. Into our first of a minimum of 4 added. And a giveaway by Martinez. Burrito's had some moments of brilliance tonight, but he's also been a little step off at times. Gomez, too much there for Valdez. Valdez has been running and running hard for 90 minutes, and he's favoring that left hamstring just a little bit right now. Here's a big switch by Beckerman to Martinez. Burrito with Fisher in front. Martinez trying to get to that right if he can. Leaves it for Allen. Allen for Phillips across in front. Defended well by Scott. Corner kick coming, Real Salt Lake.
He's been Johnny on the spot, Zach Scott all night, using all his experience there. Great angles.
Fifth quarter of the second half. 10th of the match for the Claret and Cobalt. Morales to take it. High lofting ball. Top of the 6, punched out by Miller. Didn't take any chances. RSL controls. Plata around his man. Plata in. Another good step, that time by Remick. And all the way back it comes to Antonella. Into our second of 4 added. RSL 1, Seattle 1. Round of 16 in the U.S. Open Cup. We'll play 30 minutes of extra time if we don't get a goal here. Well done by Morales to keep it in far side. Now Martinez got caught up in his feet. Freiberg comes back to take it away. Fisher. Up ahead, Valdez. Oh, Freiberg tried to play that wide, instead hit Valdez in the head. Valdez tired, exhausted, and down after his collision with Beckerman. Morales, Plata behind Movsisian. Cleared out by Miller. Valdez still down. Maybe a minute or so remaining here. Forwards telling RSL to play it forward. They will. Beckerman out wide, Martinez. Nods it down Morales. They're not going to give Valdez any stoppage here. Beckerman. Near side Beltran. Might be the last go here in regulation for RSL, and Morris does well to defend. Glad holds in. Cleared out by Alfaro. And a throw in at midfield for Real Salt Lake. Glad gets it in. If they're going to go, they'll have to go quickly. Nearing the end of regulation. Martinez to Plata. Back to Martinez. Burrito. Top of the box. Big save, Miller! Oh, he's done it again! The Seattle keeper coming up big.
What a night for him. He's been superb.
That had enough dip on it. It might have tucked in on top of the bar. Corner kick, and this may do it for regulation. Morales to take it. Lofts it in. Top of the 6. Through it goes, and that's that. 90 minutes not enough here tonight in Salt Lake City. We'll play 30 minutes of extra time, and we'll do that in 2 minutes right here on ESPN 700.
More room for watching the big game.
Two 15-minute periods of soccer. No golden goal in Open Cup. And if we stay tied, remain tied after the next 30 minutes, we'll go to penalties. Real Salt Lake, 2 subs remaining. Seattle remaining with 1 sub. Eric Freeberg and Jordan Morris really did nicely to kind of turn the tide of offensive flow for Seattle. They really didn't have a whole lot tonight. But when Freeberg was inserted first and then Morris second, there was more of a dynamic attack for Seattle there in the final 15 or 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, we know all about Jordan Morris. Sometimes he gets a little bit overhyped with being so young, but there is genuine talent there. Looks a real threat. And Freeberg, well, he's been doing it for years. Got his move to Serie A, then came back to Seattle. Just great injections by Ziggy for tonight. RSL, though, kept probing for 90 minutes. I don't think I've seen an attacking performance like that all season from Real Salt Lake.
Well, I'll say this, credit Tyler Miller, the tremendous young keeper. He's not the first line keeper, that's Stephen Fry, but well, boy, he was terrific tonight so far. Some very big saves on Mobsisi and Rita Martinez. We'll see what the next 30 minutes holds here at Rio Tinto Stadium. Not a sellout crowd here tonight, but a good crowd nonetheless on a Tuesday night for Open Cup soccer. And well, that's really the change that we've seen here in the United States with MLS and Open Cup. In the 12 years I've been a broadcaster in this league, Spence, 12 years ago, Open Cup matches on a weeknight, even in these round of 16 games, you might be lucky to get 4,000 or 5,000 people.
Yeah.
And now here tonight, 10,000, 11,000 here at Rio Tinto Stadium, a terrific crowd.
And it used to look even worse up at Rice Eccles.
Yeah.
On those nights.
When you would play in a stadium that seats 45,000, even if you got 10,000 people, it wouldn't look great, but that's not the case here tonight. A good crowd here on a Tuesday night. And of course, we'll have what we hope to see is a better crowd here on Friday night for fireworks and DC United. Well, we won't worry about that just now. more minutes of soccer. Will we get a breakthrough? A couple of weeks back, it took penalties. RSL needed penalties to beat the Wilmington Hammerheads. See what we get here tonight. Best I can tell, nobody's really left here so far. It's been tight. Great to have you in. RSL will move right to left, south to north, as extra time begins. Morales, Movsisian, Allen, Plata, Martinez. Usual attacking options. Valdez, Freeberg, Jordan Morris, Hercules Gomez. Your main attacking options here for the Sounders. Underway. Spence, I don't really think RSL has to change much of what they did in the second 45 minutes. They created a number of chances. Tyler Miller was just terrific in defending those chances away.
They've looked good when it's going forward. Just need to keep an eye on the attack now. What with Kyle Beckerman really just being the lone guy in the midfield with Javier Morales and Jordan Allen kind of switching off.
Freeberg trying to slot that through to Valdez. Well defended there by Aaron Mond. Aaron Mond, as he has much of this season, been terrific again here tonight. Rito Martinez. Jordan Allen, wide for Plata, top of the box. Plata, Martinez. Martinez clipping it in. Plata one time, hit it out wide. Zach Scott cleared over the line by Fisher. Corner kick, Real Salt Lake. I almost thought Burrito Martinez may have taken one touch too many on that. Might have had to go.
Looked like it was perfectly weighted for him to run on and hit it in his stride, but chose to cut back.
Near side corner kick, number 11 tonight for Real Salt Lake. Morales. Sent out by Gomez. Tracked down across midfield by DeMar Phillips, who plays it back to Jeff Attinella. Can't say Attinella's been super busy here tonight. A couple of chances, but not many. The lone goal for Seattle really came on a miscommunication play between both Attinella and his center back, Justin Glad. Good heady play by Valdez, the veteran, to come up with it. Oh, goodness. The referee's not had a bad match here tonight, but that right there, and as you can see, Hercules Gomez, he popped up awfully quick. Now DeMar Phillips, now Freeberg is going to sell something. Let's stop this right now. Enough of the embellishment. We'll probably see a card each here. Phillips certainly will go in, but Eric Freeberg's better than having to go to his face the way he just did. Gomez remains down, but boy, he popped up awfully quick. Bobby Morales was just booked in. Interesting.
Must think that he's taken him out in that challenge from the side, and I don't like he took the ball.
But I don't think that was the case, at least on first blush. We'll look at a replay here, but it looked like a pretty good challenge by Morales. Here's the replay. Gomez makes a good initial play. I don't know where the foul is there. Gomez just tumbled over the top of Morales after he got the ball. I don't believe I saw anything there to begin with. And then Phillips and Freeberg just doing their thing.
A little line dancing never hurt anyone.
So a couple of bookings here early in the first session of extra time. will result in a free kick on the near sideline for Eric Freeberg and the Sounders. Headed high by Valdez. Beltran on his back. Not Valdez's best effort there. Throw in Real Salt Lake.
Did all the hard work by holding the ball up, using his strength. Just needed to play it simple.
Plata. Fisher. Obsessian posting. Great interplay there. Here comes Plata. Plata 1v1 with Alfaro. Plata around. Plata in. And there's that man Scott back defending again. Terrific run by Zach Scott to come back and poke that ball away from Plata. Otherwise, he's getting to that right foot and having a go with Tyler Miller. Throw in Real Salt Lake. Morales, back to Phillips. Up ahead, knocked away, cleared by Fisher. Mon doing a good job holding it in. Sturgis to Valdez. Gomez slips, falls. They say he got it with his hand. 6 minutes into extra time. We'll break at 15, play another 15. Morris. Valdez. Freeberg. Up ahead, Valdez again. Mond in front. Morris making the run. Inside now, Jordan Morris. Centrally, shot, Valdez. Smothered by Attinella before it goes out for a corner. Good hustle play by Attinella.
Really good work by DeMar Phillips as well, not to move away from the ball as he got turned. Great block.
Marino Martinez centrally, plays it ahead, Movsisian. And Nura, who's done a lot of running tonight, didn't have that extra gear on that play. Cleared out by Miller. Settled in the center circle, Beckerman to Glad. Mond to Beckerman. Martinez having a go, takes a deflection, and will have a corner kick. That time he picked up his head and said, "This one's mine." Second corner of extra time, 12th of the match here for Real Salt Lake. Morales puts it down near side corner. Right-footed in swinger coming. Middle of the box. Boy, Valdez has just put in a terrific shift here tonight for Seattle on both ends. And it goes out, touched last by Seattle. Throw in far sideline, Real Salt Lake. Obsessian. Well defended by Remick. Back out to Tony Beltran. They'll say it was the last touch by Seattle, and that's going to be another corner kick. It's actually Martinez on that far sideline. Burrito. He'll take this one. Martinez. Plata, top of the box. Plata plays it back out to Beckerman. Kyle wanted to set that up for a shot, couldn't, so he plays it wide to Phillips, who bends it back in again. Back post, knotted down, shot from right into the arms of Miller. Allen hit it with his right foot, but not very hard. Miller just throws it out wide because two of his teammates are down, Remick and Valdez, and I'm telling you, Valdez may I don't know what they'll do here, but Nelson Valdez getting a little help up to his feet. Third and final substitution. Set to check in, Jovan Jones will be checking in here momentarily. Valdez looks a little wobbly as he comes off the field here.
I'd like to see a replay of that because he is pretty wobbly there, and he's also holding the back of his hamstring as well.
It doesn't matter because his night's done. Jovan Jones in, and Valdez's night is complete here. 10 minutes into extra time. Still a solid 100-minute effort tonight by Valdez, the Paraguayan national. That ball was thrown out of bounds on the far sideline by Miller. That'll be should be a throw-in for Real Salt Lake. The 11th minute of our first 15 of extra time. Morales. Out wide, Movsisian. Back to Tony Beltran. Jordan Allen. Morales. Allen. Now Martinez. Here's Plata. Shot from distance, takes a deflection, and another corner kick coming. Well, you can't say Real Salt Lake hasn't had their opportunities on set pieces. Goodness gracious. 14th corner kick tonight, 4th here in extra time. Morales to take this one from the far side. Big bodies forward. Morales in toward the spot. Headed by Mond and then defended off the line by Alfaro. Sent forward by Jones, his first touch. Beckerman with a heel flick, too much though out of bounds. Throw in for the Sounders down below. Up the line from Fisher. Sent the other way by Phillips. Much of the creativity that we saw from Seattle over the final 20 or so minutes has dissipated here in extra time. This session so far has been dominated by RSL. Here's Plata, back to Martinez. Into Plata, through, and cleared out by Remick. Held in by Real Salt Lake. Out wide, Allen. Jordan Allen into the 18. Allen across, Martinez! Tried to take it one time, but sent it 27 rows deep and onto the concourse. Goal kick for Seattle. And the handful of Sounder fans here just held their breath up in the northeast corner. Now Fisher down for the Sounders. Terrific ball across from Jordan Allen. High and long, up that far sideline. Ooh, Beltran. Like he might have come together with Jones. The Energizer Bunny Burrito Martinez keeps running like the wind through the midfield, and that one's cleared out by Fisher. Throw in far sideline. Tony Beltran. 14th of our first 15-minute session here in extra time. Still tied at 1-1. Allen. Poked away by Fisher, tracked down by Phillips. Lamar touched it last for a goal kick. It's
been relentless this first half.
I'm telling you. And Seattle's been on their back heel most of this extra period. Tyler Miller will take his time. Crowd will let him hear it. Well, if we're going for a man of the match at this moment in time, Tyler Miller's your man. He's the only reason that we're in extra time right now. Well, with that being said, Tyler Miller's goal kicks have left a bit to be desired tonight.
Kryptonite.
Although, if you ask Sounders fans, they'll take those 5 big saves he's made and 3 mediocre goal kicks. Freeberg. And a tackle from behind, literally a tackle from behind by Kyle Beckerman. And now Freeberg and Beckerman going at it. Referee sorting some things out. Kyle went to pick up the ball. Freeberg went to kick at his hands. And Freeberg's holding his face again. One minute of added time to our extra time. Alfaro plays in. Headed forward, Freeberg. Flag up. Attinella will put it back in play. Play short to Mond. And Beckerman's continued dialogue with our referee tonight. Phillips looking to outlet, does to Plata. Heel flick to Allen. Jordan stays with it. What skill by Jordan Allen, and he's taken down by Fisher. Free kick, Real Salt Lake.
Looks like somebody's been watching Burrito Martinez.
Or practicing with him daily. Morales. Long way out. He'll just try to play this thing into the mixer. Probably our last go here in the first extra time session. In it comes. Chested by Movsisian. Held in by Allen. Cleared out again by Scott. Another man who's put in a good shift here tonight for the Sounders. There's the whistle. Our first 15 minutes of extra time complete. Still tied at 1. Back with our second 15, 90 seconds from now, here on ESPN 700.
It just doesn't get better than summer. But not all summers are created.
You got 90.
Equal, because not all summers begin.
Long ball played forward. Jordan Morris giving a check. 2 defenders back through his legs. Kicked over the end line by Justin Glad. So a corner kick for the Sounders. Freeburg puts it down near side. Only the 4th corner kick of the match here for the Sounders. Near side, right-footed in swinger. Top of the 6. A foul inside the box on Seattle. Rito Martinez got the ball and then got knocked in the head. Well done, though. Kicked out of bounds near sideline by Jones. Beltran throws in. Whistle and a foul on, oh, no foul. Whistle I heard came from the crowd, not from the field. Sissy down, back up again. Morales plays it forward. Boy, Zach Scott has really put a nice shift in. Full shift here tonight for the Sounders. Look out, here comes Jones. Fresh legs on the field, and Jones is in. Shot, oh, poorly taken. I think that was an attempt at a chip on the keeper. Not really even close.
Tried to get a little cute there, but
he didn't have. Well, I will say this though, in his defense, he didn't have many options.
No.
Near sideline, Jordan Allen. Rito Martinez. Plata. Out wide, Phillips. Clipping it in. Right to Alfaro. Back out to Phillips. Resets to Morales at the point. Heel flick in. Momsisian with a turn. Allen with a shot. Again. Good defending inside the 9-yard area by the Sounders. Here's Morris on an island by himself. 3 defenders back, and he backs it out. And gives it right back to Real Salt Lake. Momsisian tossed to the ground, and there's a whistle and a foul against Seattle's Fisher. And now Fisher down. Quick restart. Or not. Referee will come over and tend to Fisher. Into our 19th minute, Yermov Sissy kind of holding his throat a little bit as if Fisher might have caught him in the windpipe. Whistle came late, but it was probably the right call. Joao Plata a bit apoplectic about the fact that they weren't allowed to restart it, and that Fisher may be embellishing this injury a bit. Lots of standing around talking right now, not as much hydrating as we saw earlier.
Looks like it's going to be more of the same for the rest of the extra time. Attack versus defense. And to be fair to Seattle, they've set themselves up so well. RSL probing, getting in, but always seems to be a goalkeeper or Zach Scott getting in the way and knocking the ball out of bounds.
So RSL's going to have themselves a free kick. The referee consulting with his assistant on the far sideline where that ball will go down. And Hercules Gomez, who's been the negotiator of all things tonight on pitch, will have a couple of more words. And this will be about a 37-yard free kick. Morales leaves it short for Martinez. Martinez trying to get around Freeburg. Now Beckerman. Clipped into space. Morales turns. Plays it near side to Beltran. Tony. High, lofting, bending ball. Hung just a bit too long. Easy for Miller to read it. #21 of 30, extra time here in Salt Lake City. Jones on the near sideline with the freshest legs on the field right now. Jones, left-footed drive into the side netting. Goal kick at Tanella. That time a better look from Jones than the last time. Same result. Justin Glad will walk it up the pitch to Tony Beltran. Kicked out of bounds by Remick. Quickly played back in. Plata. Far side Martinez, top of the 18. Has a go, takes a deflection, headed out by Scott. Morales, shot right at the keeper. Quick fire shot by Morales, Miller ready again. Spence, do things become interesting here with Jeff Cassar having 2 subs and penalties coming? The best penalty stopper in the hemisphere is sitting on the bench and in the 18 in the form of Nick Raimondo. So highly thought of that Jurgen Klinsmann brought him in with the U.S. men's national team during Copa America to coach Brad Guzan in the case of penalties. It's not often you see it, but would Jeff Cassar go to Nick Raimondo, who's been sitting cold now for 2 hours, if this thing does get to penalties?
Certainly up there, up there for an option. I've not really seen him warm up. You'd think he might warm up a little bit, but it certainly crossed my mind. The only other time I can remember that happening was actually World Cup 2014 with Holland.
Yeah, the Dutch did it.
But in Jeff Antonella's defense, I thought he was superb against Wilmington.
Oh, he's been terrific. And we've been told this is his tournament. It's just something to think about. If it was anybody but Raimondo, you wouldn't even raise the question. Here's Plata, top of the box. Movsisian trying to play it back into Allen, sent out by the Sounders. Phillips sends in. Fisher sends right back out again. And he clears back across midfield and out of bounds, nearly taking out the referee's assistant. Throw in far sideline for Real Salt Lake. Hercules Gomez down. Now back up again. Martinez tried to send that in. That was a hopeful ball. All the way back out to Glad again. Long ball in, Movsisian. Yura back to goal. Leaves it, Plata. Deflected loose in front. And cleared by Fisher. Oh, that was pinballing around. Here's Beltran. Tony will have a go. Just wide. He only scores Open Cup goals, and he nearly got one there, Tony Beltran. Just wide. Goal kick, Seattle.
Two shots tonight for Tony Beltran.
Both well taken. 25th minute of extra time here in Salt Lake City. Inching ever closer to penalties. Beckerman. Back to Mon. Long ball over the top. Plata trying to get on the end of it, just overhit. Throw in Sounders. I think Jeff Cassar is thinking about perhaps putting in veteran Chris Wingert here. We'll see. Here's Beckerman. Movsisian in. Back across. In front. Allen finally cleared by Alfaro. Jordan tried to take it off of one hop and just couldn't get on the end of it. Beckerman center circle. Seattle just parking the bus right now and almost playing for a counter or penalties. Beltran. Out front, Beckerman. Clipped in, deflected, that's a corner. 5th of extra time, 15th of the match. Morales to take it far side. Morales in. Looking for Mond, heads it back across. Still loose in front. And sent out by Nathan Sturgis. Clearance. Gomez got to be dead here. 34-year-old Hercules Gomez. Here's Morales, top of the box. Plata trying to play it back to Javi. Javi's in, shot, just wide! Oh, goodness! Morales can't believe his luck.
Kyle Beckerman walks away shaking his head. He can't understand how this game is still tied at 1-1.
What a run by Morales. Stays with it, tiptoes around Scott, and just hits it wide. Wingard continues to loosen down below as we enter the 28th minute of extra time. Mond leaves it for Beckerman, who plays it out wide for DeMar Phillips. Morales back out to Phillips. Cleared out by Remick, back out across midfield. Jordan Allen has been the lone substitute here for Real Salt Lake tonight. He came on in the 72nd minute. Beckerman long, looking for Martinez, finds him. Martinez going at Jones. Good step by Jones. Breaks it up, sends it the other way. If this was hockey, you'd feel like RSL was on a power play here. Seriously. Seattle just dumping it out of their zone and hoping to kill some time. And that will be a goal kick. Wingard set to check in here momentarily. 29th minute of extra time. And he'll check in for Justin Glad. Presumably for penalties here. And if they have to go to a second round of kicks, you want the veteran Wingard versus the youngster Glad.
He might even be in the first round. Great penalty against Wilmington.
Chested down in midfield by Seattle. Freeburg can't get to it. Cleared by Mond. Into the Seattle bench. Into our 30th minute of extra time. As we get late here in Salt Lake City on a Tuesday evening. Allen to Morales. Morales to Plata. Morris coming back to defend. Morales back to Beckerman. Out wide to Phillips. Couple of touches. Morales knocks it wide. Martinez gets to it. Can't control it. Back up again. Marino Martinez in front. Header wide by Movsisian. We'll have 1 minute. 1 minute of added time here in extra time. And Another Sounders player down. This one, Nathan Sturgis. Valdez downstairs, already subbed out, having words with the fourth official. Miller to put it back in play. Sent forward by Wingert. Back in by Jones, taken down by Mon. Dying moments of the match. Heel flick. Jones gets there. Beltran can't get it. And that's that. 120 minutes. Not enough tonight. We're going to penalties here in Salt Lake City to see who advances to the next round of U.S. Open Cup action. Back in 2 minutes on ESPN 700.
More
Stadium. Penalty kicks coming here. After 120 minutes of soccer, we remain tied at 1. RSL got the first goal tonight, relatively early on a penalty. The equalizer came in the 52nd minute from Valdez. And that's where we stand. 1-1. Penalties is what we will have. I'll say advantage RSL at home. Better strikers on the field. And Jeff Attinella was in penalties the last time around in Open Cup play. That being said, Tyler Miller's been terrific tonight for Seattle.
He's probably the best goalkeeper on the earth right now. That might be an overstatement, but he's been really good.
He's certainly one of the 2 best keepers here at Rio Tinto Stadium on the pitch right now. Seattle will go first. They'll take the first shot. Attinella in goal. Hercules Gomez will step to the spot. He's played 120 minutes tonight. Attinella makes himself big. First penalty taken and roofed by Gomez. Well taken by the veteran. RSL will try to equalize now, and they'll send Burrito Martinez to the spot. Tyler Miller, who's been terrific tonight in goal, the Northwestern graduate. Martinez approaches and puts it away. Level at 1 in penalties. Well taken by Juan Manuel Martinez. Young Jordan Morris next to step to the spot for Ziggy Spitzstein. Crowd letting Morris hear it. Antonella ready. Morris puts it away. Antonella got a piece, but plenty of pace from Morris, and Seattle 2 for 2. That will bring Joao Plata to the spot for Real Salt Lake. Plata has converted on penalties this season. And Jeff Cassar will ask him to do it again here. Ball goes down. Plata backs up. He'll get a decent run at this. Plata approaches. And save! What a save by Miller! Tyler Miller got a paw on it and sent it over the top. And Plata denied. Advantage Seattle in penalties. Terrific save by Tyler Miller. The man wearing the captain's armband now steps to the spot. A man who has only known Seattle as home as a professional soccer player. Zach Scott. Now it's up to Antonella to make a play. Scott approaches and puts it away. 3 for 3 goes Seattle. Advantage Sounders. And now RSL's captain, Kyle Beckerman, will step to the spot and attempt to keep his club close. Beckerman just back from Copa America duties with the U.S. men's national team. Beckerman approaches. Saved by Miller! Tyler Miller has come up big twice. Beckerman went right down the middle, and Miller made a beautiful kick save. And now the man that came on as a second half substitution has a chance to close this out for the Sounders. Eric Freeberg will step to the spot, and Jeff Antonella must come up big, or the Sounders will advance. Freeberg approaches and puts it away, and the Sounders have advanced on penalties here tonight in Salt Lake City. They survived 120 minutes of soccer and win 4-1 on penalties to advance to the next round of Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup Soccer. And our man of the match tonight can be just one. That man is Tyler Miller. Terrific saves in regulation and even bigger here in penalties, Guff.
Massive, massive game from the young man. Just seemed to grow with confidence with every save, and delighted for him that he's been able to make a name for himself. But my goodness me, I don't think I've ever seen Real Salt Lake put a pounding on a team like that, time after time after time. Going to be hugely frustrated and upset at this outcome.
A tip of the cap to the Sounders, who put up a terrific effort on the road here tonight. We'll be back on Friday night with Real Salt Lake getting back into league play against DC United. Spencer Warren, I'm Bill Riley. Extra time coming your way next here on ESPN 700.